Hello, welcome to this video looking at Adobe Aero. So in this video I'm going to look at some of the basic features of how to use Adobe Aero, and hopefully it'll be something interesting to you. So if you go to import on the file menu, what you can do is you can actually see your library and you can actually resize this box to however big you want. So for instance, there's a diamond block. These are some Minecraft ones that I've got. And the cool thing about this is if we go back to this one, for instance, so you can actually rotate and you can see exactly what you want to see there. What I think we're going to go for is something a bit basic to try to, we'll just go for this grass block because it's kind of like a basic shape. And you can press open and it's going to put it here. Okay, we're going to start by looking at the four tools on the left. And probably a good way to look at it is not to use the select tool, which might be what you're thinking of using first, but just to go for the move tool first. Because select is like a combination of move, rotate, and scale. So if you have the move tool, so take a look at the numbers here where it says position here. So you can see if I do this, the position is going to go higher. And if I do this, the position on the Y is going to go. And then you can see the position on the Z is going to go. There's these three shapes here as well. And it says move XY, move XZ, move YZ. What this does, it creates a box. So if you notice that Z is still at 0 centimeters, and the same will be true for the other two. Okay, another way you can also move the box is say we moved the box up here, and then we did object move to ground. You can see it's going to set the Y back at 0. Okay, so the next one now we've got here is rotate. So remember we can just scroll wheel it to go in here. Look here, it says rotate Z, rotate X, and rotate Y. So in this situation, if we wanted to rotate, if we rotated Y, we would keep the grass block on top. So you can see this is how it might normally rotate anyway. So now we can click on the scale button. And so the scale at the moment is 0.4, and the size of this item is 20 by 20 by 20. So let's try changing that to 0.7. So you can see all the sizes are going to scale up. Okay, so one interesting thing that we might try is to unlock the uniform scale and then just see what happens if we scale X, Y. So interestingly, that actually creates like a vertical slab. Let's try doing XZ. That creates a slab. So this is kind of like an interesting way to actually change the shape of the cube here. That creates a slab. Okay, so we've got this block here, right? And you can see in the scene it says grass block 1. And there's a few different buttons you could do. Delete, duplicate, align to stage, rescale. So for instance, if we did a scaling operation and then we hit the automatic rescale, it's going to put it back. And we also have this, which this is the main sort of thing, the behavior builder. So to stop adding a trigger, we do start. And then we can choose. So for instance, we can do a bounce, right? And then we want to put in, let's do infinite back and forth. Ease in, out. Interestingly, the easing as well, you can actually put the name of the trigger there. Okay, and then we can move to this button. There you go. There's the grass block bouncing. Now, what if we could put a different one? What about a spin as well, maybe? Let's do infinite back and forth. Ease in, out. Yep, that's fine. Let's try the preview on that. Okay, yeah, you can see it's going back and forth. So it's going clockwise and then it's going anti-clockwise. So I wonder just how many like these things we can put in. I think that's going to be the sort of focus of this video. So show, I'm not sure exactly what that does. Maybe it changes the alpha value. We're not going to be able to see it at that speed. So let's see. That's really cool, actually. But that was even that. I think that was actually too slow. If we make it like 15 seconds, too fast rather. Sorry. Yeah, that does some really cool stuff. That you can play images, play audio. So there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do with that. So the other thing to mention as well is there's also these starter assets. And what you can do with the starter asset is you can actually, so for instance, say we take this bubble tree here. So here's a bubble tree. And if you click on the bubble tree, you'll notice you can actually change the pivot point. So, and the pivot point, I guess, works best with rotate. So we did this. You see, you can see the pivot point is going to be along the top there, but then you can change the pivot point to say the bottom, and you can see you'll be able to get that effect instead. So thanks for watching.